All right, here we go. My name's Jeff K, and you're listening to episode 358 of the world-famous West Virginia Surf Report podcast. I know I've been gone too long. I apologize for that. Things are, I would say, not going very well here at the House of K. We've got some challenges. Life's, there's peaks and valleys, and I've been pretty lucky in that regard so far. But we're going through something now. I can't get into it, but if you want to send positive vibes my way, I'll take them. My vibe catchers are up. I'll absorb your positive vibes. If you want to send them over my way. We're all physically fine. It's just got some problems we're dealing with. But anyway, I apologize for not releasing podcast episodes. I've been it hasn't been great. All right, and that's the end of that. Let's move on. I heard today's Saturday as I record this, Shohei Ohtani, baseball player for the Angels, free agent, signed with the Dodgers for $700 million. $700 million. That is crazy. I mean, that's the biggest contract in sports history. Craziness. Insane. They got, I don't know. $700 million. The last couple days has been all this crazy stuff going on where there's these leaks coming out and there's all kinds of rumors flying. Twitter's full of baseball writers on there. At one point yesterday, they were saying these are baseball writers. These are not just dumbasses, not just everyday dumbasses. These are writers, right? They were saying Ohtani is on an airplane. He's on a private jet heading towards Toronto. There's going to be a 6 p.m. There's like specifics. A 6 p.m. Press conference where they're going to announce that Shohei Ohtani is going to sign with the Toronto Blue Jays. That was what was going around. Everybody's like, oh my God, And it turns out it was complete garbage. Nothing. There was nothing to it. I don't know. These guys are getting fed like misdirection or something. I don't know. I don't know where they're getting this information, but anyway, there are several writers that reported that yesterday. Turned out to be completely wrong. And anyway, so today, $700 million it's pretty good. It's a little slightly more than I make. Just a little bit more. Good for him, man. Good for him. Hopefully this frees up the other transactions in baseball. Felt like there's a lot of teams involved, a lot of teams trying to get his services, and everything was on hold to see what he did. So hopefully this will break loose and there'll be some more transactions going on. My Cincinnati Reds, there's no way. They can't afford that kind of money. No way. Only the Dodgers, Yankees, Cubs, the big teams, the big city teams, the Mets, that kind of crap. Anyway, so that happened today. And Shane McGowan from the Pogues died. That was, he's 65 years old. He looked like he was 120. That guy was a gnarled mess from all kinds of... the guy was a legendary alcoholic. A legendary drinker. Let's put it that way. I don't want to call him an alcoholic. I don't know. I don't want to break any HIPAA rules. But the guy was a legendary drinker, drug user, etc., etc. And he drank so much he got kicked out of the Pogues, which is a band of drunks. You have to be like, I don't know how you. You got to take that shit to a level that I'm unaware of. If you get kicked out of the Pogues for drinking too much. But anyway, I got to see him twice in concert. I saw him with the Pogues. when I first moved to Atlanta, it must have been 1989, at Center Stage. It was one of the first concerts I went to when I moved to Atlanta. He was still with the Pogues at that point. He got kicked out. Then I saw him again. I don't know what year it was, but it was much later, a few years later. And he was with the band. He formed another band called the Popes. So he got kicked out of the Pogues and formed another band called the Popes. That's who I saw the second time. Great. I mean, it was fantastic. It was wild. It felt like the band was drunk. It felt like everybody in the audience was drunk. And this shit was running wide open, man. That was a crazy, crazy show. Yes, he was great. He was a legend. And, I saw where he's in Ireland. He's Irish. And there were people lining the streets like it was the death of a president, He's like a national treasure in Ireland. He was great songwriter, great personality, all that. Shane MacGowan, R.I.P. He always signed that poster for me too at that Pope's show. I asked him to sign a poster for me after the show, and he wrote "fuck off" on it. Fuck off, Shane. That was his inscription. So, all right, man, thanks. Woo, I still have it. It's right here. It's in the office here. It's in the bunker. So anyway, R.I.P. Shane MacGowan, one of the greats. Let's see. I went to McDonald's the other day and went through the drive-thru. The world's worst McDonald's, by the way. It's out near my job. Oh, I hate going out there. It's like this road of sadness. It's just like a strip of just sadness down through there. I don't know. I get bad vibes. Like I get sad when I drive that strip. I can't even put my finger on it, but it's just low rent and the people are all just I don't know. But anyway, sometimes you have to go out there because it's close and you don't have much time. You gotta get something in your stomach. And so I went to McDonald's, going through the drive-thru, and I ordered a number one, which is the Big Mac meal, no pickles, a medium fry, and a medium Dr. Pepper. Right? The thing was $10.71 or something like that. It was over 10. It was almost $11. I'm like, God, $11 for that crap. That's just insane. That's insane. So I pull up to the window. He goes, I'll pull to the first window, and I pull up there. He goes, $20.71. Some guy, some zitster, some guy, a zit-spangled teenager, all hunched over. He goes, $20.71. I said, $20.71. He goes, oh, my bad, man. All right. I don't like people call me man, But anyway, he goes, my bad, man. I'm exhausted. I said, I'm exhausted. I said, oh, they're overworking you here, are they? He goes, yeah, but this is my 5th day in a row. In a row? I said, oh yeah, 5th day in a row. I said, oh yeah, how many hours a day you working? Oh, anytime, it could be anything between 6 and 8 a day. I said, yeah, it's rough, buddy. Hang in there. I don't want to be one of these guys that just goes, yeah, that's called a job. That's a job. That's what you do. I mean, that's what's called working a job. 5 days in a row. Can you believe this? Do you believe what they're asking of me? In a row. So anyway, 1071. Bullshit. What is going on? And then, okay, I went back out there on that strip of sadness. A couple nights later, I don't know why I do this to myself, but I went in. I wanted something like I didn't want fast. I didn't want that fried ass food. I wanted something that was a little bit more fresh. I've been boycotting that stupid Subway out there because they suck. They're not good, And so I went in there, right? I thought I'm gonna go back there. It's been 3 months since I went in there, and at least it has like actual lettuce and tomatoes, and it's possibly a little bit more healthy. So I go in there and I see that they got the slicer out. That's their new thing. They got all kinds of signage about how they're slicing the meat in store now. It's not just coming off a DHL truck, Doesn't come out of some kind of slicing center in New Jersey or whatever the hell. They supposedly slice it in there. I mean, so they got this big slicer behind the counter. I don't even know if it has a motor in it. I mean, I don't know. It's probably just a prop. It probably, has no motor in it. I don't know. I have no idea. But maybe they use it. I don't know. But anyway, ordered an American Club, and it has, it has bacon on it, and ham and turkey, foot long, and I got a bag of chips and a bottle of water. You want to guess how much that cost? Do you want to guess how much that cost? $17.07. $17. What is going on? I mean, how in the hell? I mean, you could go to Cracker Barrel for that and sit down at a table and eat like a human being, like a sophisticated human being. I don't know about sophisticated, but you know what I'm saying. And have like plates and stuff. I'm eating out of some kind of like plastic, like a giant condom with a shit sandwich stuck down in there, just a tube. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. $17. I don't know what the hell's going on, but I don't know. I don't go out on the strip of sadness too much. But I went twice recently, and it did not disappoint. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, also I had to get something out of my car at work, 'cause it's kind of gross, but I had to get something out of my car at work the other day. Went through the break room. I cut through the break room into this hallway, which leads to the front. The front door, the lobby, the main lobby, and there's these two bathrooms down on one end of this hallway. That I step out of the break room into this hallway. There's a men's room and a women's ladies' room at the end of the hallway. Smells like a wall of poop. The whole hallway, the whole hallway is just poop. It's like you're stepping into poop. You know what I mean? You're not, you're inside of it, And I was like, what the? I mean, those bathrooms are big. They're huge. They have high ceilings. There's a lot of room in there for dissipation. They can there's a lot of room. It could go up into the rafters. There's a lot of square footage. Somebody went in there, committed some kind of an atrocity, a crime against humanity. And it filled up that entire large room, escaped into the hallway, and went all the way down the hall. Like, somebody needs to go. I mean, somebody needs to call 911. Somebody needs to go straight to the hospital. If something like that were ever unleashed, if I unleashed anything like that, I think I'd just drive straight to the ER. I mean, God, I don't know. I have no idea who was the culprit, and I have no idea if it came out of the men's room or the ladies' room. But somebody needs to go. Somebody needs to go to the hospital. Let me see, I'm not kidding. Somebody needs to see a physician, right? All right. So it caused me to start thinking. I've never in my life. I know this is gross, but I have never in my life taken a Duke at work. Never in my life. Not in my entire working career. I've said it many times. I'm proud of it. People don't believe I'm telling the truth. I am telling the truth. I have never in my life. And people are like, "How can you do that? How's that possible?" I can't control. I mean, if I have to go, I have to go. It's like, why? I don't have that problem. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, since I don't have that problem, I know it's probably unfair. Since I don't have that problem, why do you have that problem? I don't have that problem. I'm not one of those guys that's like, everybody out of my way. Everybody, it's like running down the hall. Never. That's never happened to me. I don't have that problem. I something inside my head knows that that's not a possibility. My body knows that that's not a possibility, so it never comes knocking. Never, It knows, and it's never an issue for me. Some people apparently are like pigeons, where it just falls out of them, all willy-nilly. They have no control. Never happens to me. Somebody's texting me. Hang on a second. All right, sorry. But yeah, that's not something that's ever happened to me. I do remember one time, it's a long time ago, and I was working at Peaches. So this is in the 80s. This is in the 80s. I was at Peaches. I was a night manager, and I was closing out the drawers and all that stuff. Everybody had gone home. Everybody left, and I was the only person at the store, right? And the doors were locked. I was locked inside. I was back in the offices doing the closeout, the whatever that crap you have to do at the end of the shift. And I got a powerful urge. This was back before my body was trained, apparently. And I got a calling, a powerful calling. And I was like, well, there's nobody here. I mean, I guess I could, maybe, And I started thinking about that. And I thought, nope. As soon as I open that door, as soon as I give myself permission, as soon as that becomes a possibility, then it's going to be. I'm going to have that problem. It's like with the chapstick. If you don't use it, you don't need it. As soon as you do use it, you always need it, or something along those lines. You don't need it. Let's see, what is the phrase that I always say? If you don't use it, you don't need it. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying. But as soon as you open the door, as soon as that becomes a possibility, then you're going to be a slave. You're going to be a slave to your anus. I don't want to be. Call me radical. I don't want to be a slave. I don't want to be a slave to my rectum. I don't. I want to be in control of that. So I'm not kidding. I'm not joking. That was the only time I came very close. I had thoughts where I almost crumbled, where I almost went in there and but I couldn't. And then I couldn't say I've never done it at work. Never. I couldn't say that. I could lie, but inside my heart, I would know that I'm lying to you. So I'm not lying. I've never done that at work. It never happens it's never a problem, ever. So everybody's like, most people are like, I don't understand how you can do that. And I don't know. It's not a possibility. So, I'm not it's never a possibility, so it never happens. So it knows. It knows. My body knows. All right, enough of that. But anyway, it was unbelievable. Somebody unleashed some kind of napalm or something. I don't know. I don't understand. I mean, what are they eating? I don't have the best menu. I don't eat the best menu, but I'm not unleashing that. I don't. There's nothing. Oh, anyway, enough of that. I have a whole bunch of calls. It's been a while, and I apologize, but I have a whole bunch of calls, and let's just jump right into them. The first one is from Jill from Pennsylvania, who called once before, and she was disappointed that I sometimes skip a week with these podcasts. And I bet she's really disappointed with me now. Sorry, Jill. But anyway, here's her call.
Hi, Jeff. This is Jill from Pennsylvania. I just heard the episode with my phone call, and I was so excited. I just Googled why people had to get a blood test before marriage, and you were right about rubella. My reason was wrong, but what it says is historically, applicants were required to obtain a blood test before marriage for venereal diseases, most commonly syphilis, for genetic disorders such as sickle cell anemia, or for rubella. So I'm reading that from Google. So now we know. That's all I have to say today. And I had told you my son got me interested in the show. He has saved every episode from day one, and I don't know how many years he has been listening to your show, but he said if you ever stop your show, that he has the old ones, and he'll listen to those over and over again. So have a good day, night, whatever you're doing, and again, happy Thanksgiving. And I'm thankful for your show. Bye-bye.
Blood tests, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it has. I didn't look it up. You did, so I understand. It's VD, sickle cell, and rubella, right? And it's not. I guess they don't want you to pass that along, to kids. I guess, is that what it is? I think it is. I think it has something to do with possible kids being born with some kind of a disease or something. I don't know, but I don't even know what rubella is. It's like the flu or something, Spanish flu, like rubella. I mean, it sounds like somebody I used to work with. Somebody who used to work in the warehouse in Atlanta when I worked down there, like Rubella Johnson or something. I don't know. Stepping over the line here. I don't know, but anyway, rubella. Yeah, I don't know. See, I guess I don't care about that anymore. Is that what they're saying? Nobody cares anymore? It's like, all right, pass on the rubella. Pass on the syphilis, we don't care. Government's not getting involved in this anymore. This is your problem, I guess, I don't know. Why did it used to be a big problem? Now it's not a problem. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for calling back, Jill. I'm sorry I've been gone so long. And I'd like to thank your son for being such a big fan and for passing it on to you. And I'm glad he's listening, and I'm glad he's got all the episodes saved and all that stuff. So cheers to both of you. Thanks for calling. Call again anytime you want. This next call is from Patrick, and here we go.
Hey, Jeff, this is Patrick here. Hey, man, that was really funny. That motherfucker bought all the hot dogs. As he points over, there's this big fat guy. Man, that's hilarious, man. That's really funny. But yeah, I'm starting to hear a lot of profanity in the business place as well. But kids in the neighborhood, a couple of them came to mind. We had this one guy, his name was Patrick too. He moved down from New York. And yeah, he sounded like Mocky Ramone. And yeah, he didn't last long. He showed up and he lived there about a year, and then they moved away. And I don't know. I never saw her. I don't know. It was just kind of odd that he showed up and then he left. And then there was another guy named Kenny who lived in the neighborhood. He showed up. He was there about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. And we called him Close Talking Kenny because he would get right in your face when he talks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever know people that do that? They get there and they're almost like, you're like nose to nose. He's like right in your face. So yeah, the COVID was probably really difficult for him. There's no doubt he probably caught it, so, that's just reminded me about Close Talking Kenny. And yeah, he was there for a minute and then he was gone. Never saw him again. The windshield wiper thing on Tony's car, what happens is I noticed this a lot when I lived in Michigan, was the little nuts that hold the wiper arms to the spindle. It's like on some of them, like about a 13 millimeter, 14 millimeter nut. When you try to, when they're frozen in the ice and snow, trying to move them, push all that ice, it works itself loose and it just kind of strips out. I don't think it was tampered with. I just think it might have been compromised from the snow and ice and shit because you live up in the Rust Belt. And I think they just came loose. So I don't think it was anything. So. And you said something about going to the doctor. They're like looking in your ear and pushing your stomach and shit. Like I'm a fat guy too, but like, what are they looking for? They're not going to feel anything pushing on my big fat stomach. They do it anyway. I don't know about that. I don't know why they do that. But, Anyway, that motherfucker bought all the hot dogs. That was really funny. Really funny. That was a good episode. And, all right, man. Keep it up, Jeff. We'll see you.
Yeah. I was talking about kids, like in grade school, who are there and then suddenly they're gone. Nobody knows what happened to them. I was talking about that kid. There are a couple of them. There's like 2 or 3 of them I talked about. So you had a couple too. One talked like Marky Ramone. That's hilarious. Oh God, that Long Island, that thick Long Island accent. And then the other close-talking Kenny, he said he definitely got COVID. Definitely. Wherever he is, he definitely got COVID. Yeah, I don't know. It's a phenomenon. Because once you get into high school, you don't really have it. For me, I mean, in my experience, you don't really have that. You don't have that where kids are there for a couple months or maybe a year, and then they're gone, Seems like a grade school phenomenon, The windshield wiper thing, you say it's not tampered with. It hasn't been snowing, though. I mean, you said it was because the snow and it has to work. I mean, it hasn't been snowing. I mean, it's too early in the year. I don't know. The guy said at the garage that it looked to him like somebody tampered with it by hand. But you could be right. I don't know. Maybe the thing just like backed out. You could be right. But he said they wouldn't all come out like that all at the same time, But anyway, thanks for the information on that. And pushing on your stomach when you go to the doctor. Another thing about going to the doctor, I don't go very often because I hate it. It makes me stressed out. Every time I go there, I feel like they're going to discover some terrible life-altering disease that's going to change the trajectory of my life, And I go in there and I'm sweating. I'm covered in sweat, slick as a seal, as my dad would say. And I hate it. I try to avoid it, so I don't go very often. That's stupid. It's a stupid way of going about it. But another thing, every time I go, they bring in some girl. It's always a girl, a student. They say, "Do you mind if we bring in a medical student to observe?" Right? And I'm like, I guess. I've never said no. I mean, that would be kind of, I don't know. I don't know how that would go over, but I always say yes. And they bring this girl in. She's always like cute. She looks like some kind of cheerleader from the high school. She looks young, extremely young, way too young to be a medical student. But I'm old and I can't judge these things anymore. Everybody looks like they're babies to me. God. So they bring in this cute high school girl, and and they're pushing on my stomach. They got my shirt pulled up, and I'm like my big old fat ass blubber, And it's embarrassing. I'm afraid I'm trying not to fart because they're pushing on it and shoving. I don't what is that? And shining a light in my ear and listening to my, putting a stethoscope on my back. I'm sweating like it's stressed out. They're gonna give me bad news about my blood test. I'm just convinced of it every time. God. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. There's nothing they're gonna find. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. But they do the shoving on the stomach. It's one of their favorite things. Thanks for the call, Patrick. I do appreciate it. Yeah, that guy at Sam's, the woman at Sam's with the hot dogs. It was hilarious. But I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of all the profanity. I sound like an old man. Back in my day, there wasn't so much profanity. Just casually, all willy-nilly. Everybody just spewing, dropping F-bombs all willy-nilly. Back in my day, there was a little decorum. All right. But thanks, Patrick. I appreciate it. Next call is from Clinton from Indiana, and here it is.
Hi, Jeff. This is Clinton from Indiana. Hey, regarding your wife's car's windshield wipers, if I understand correctly, it sounds like they were manually disabled, right? And that in turn prevented her from having to go out at 10:30 at night to go to the airport. And instead she got to stay at home, possibly under a blanket, possibly with a drink, possibly watching TV, while somebody else went out to the airport at 10:30 at night. And I don't want to cast accusations around too wildly, but you may not have to involve the FBI here to figure out exactly your culprit, so to speak. My question for you is, you've been to a million shows. Are you a ticket sub saver? I had a boss once, this is 10 plus years ago, back when they still had paper tickets, who swore he had the stub from every single ball game and concert and everything he had ever been to, all saved at his house. And I thought, at the time it seemed believable, but now, of course, you can't get paper tickets anymore. So I always wonder if I should reach out and find out if his collection is still there, if he gave up because he couldn't keep, adding to it. But I was wondering if, you've been to a bunch of things. Do you save the memorable ones? Do you throw them all away? Do you keep any of that? Anyway, thanks a lot for your show. Take care.
I didn't even think about that. You're right. Tony went in there with a screwdriver. She went in there with a screwdriver and unscrewed the thing, so she wouldn't have to go. So she wouldn't have to go to the airport. And I had to go to the airport. 10:30 at night to pick up my loony sister-in-law. God, I didn't even think about that. I'm going to talk to her about that. We'll have a little discussion about that. But I think you might be right. I don't know. I'm very suspicious now. Ticket stubs, yes. I'm a big ticket stub. I save everything. I mean, my entire basement is full of shit that I've saved through the years. I don't throw stuff away. I have a bunch of ticket stubs from concerts and baseball games that I've been to, that kind of thing. They're scattered. There's a bunch of them right here, in fact. I got a stack of them right here. Let me pick up a... All right, let me see what we got here. This is just off the pile here. I got Los Lobos, Elvis Costello and the Attractions, the Pixies, the Buzzcocks, Porno for Pyros, Frank Black, Exene Cervenka and Steve Wynn, King's X. What the hell? The hell did I go to see that for? I don't know about that. I don't remember that at all. I don't like that band. I don't know why I went to it. Jimmy Dale Gilmore, Sting. That Sting show, I went to see because Squeeze opened. Squeeze opened for Sting, and I went to see Squeeze and left. Didn't stay for Sting because he's a pretentious cock. And then Paul Simon, right? That's just off the top of it. So I got him in here in my office. I got tons of them, right? But, so yeah, I am a big saver, and I have a big baseball card collection. I got tons of records and CDs, and I am a big saver. But the baseball, of course, now tickets, it's on your phone, But there is an app called the Ballpark app where it saves like when you go to a baseball game, it picks up, like it saves it in the app. You do a check-in, and then you can go back and see all the games you've been to. It gives you the score. It has a video highlight of the game, and it's not the same, but it's pretty cool. You can go back and look at all the baseball games you've been to. It lists the number of teams you've seen, the number of stadiums you've visited. So that's the MLB Ballpark app. It's not the same, but at least it's it's something. But generally, you just have to. You have a ticket on your phone. You have nothing. You have nothing to save. But yeah, I'm a saver. I like ticket stubs, and I like all kinds of stuff. I mean, Tony says I'm a hoarder, but I don't hoard. It's not like I have trash. Like on Hoarders, this is stuff that's good. This is good stuff that I have. I just have a lot of it. I amass a lot of it over the years. But thanks for calling, Clinton. I appreciate it. Next call is from Steve in Texas, and here it is.
Hey, Jeff, it's Steve in Texas on the road. Hello, fellow surf reporters as well. Jeff, regarding the asshole or oblivious, I wanted to draw your attention to the Dunning-Kruger effect, which is probably better explained by you going to Wikipedia and reading it. But basically, people who have limited experience in a certain domain generally greatly overestimate their own competence. And conversely, people who are really good at things generally don't know how good they are at things. And they think that everyone else should be good at them. I think this might be one of those sort of universal laws that if you kind of ponder it we'll start explaining not only the asshole oblivious spectrum, if it is a spectrum, but a lot of other mysteries in this world. Essentially, I mean, they say this isn't what the what it means, but dumb people think they're a lot smarter than they are, and smart people often think that everyone else is pretty smart when they aren't. That's my take on it. But hope that helps you put a little puzzle piece together in this jigsaw puzzle of what's going on with the world and why is everyone so batshit crazy. Hope everyone's doing well, and keep it up, Jeff. Love the podcast. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know. What is that? The Dunder Mifflin effect? I don't know. I looked that up. Hang on a second. I have it up. I thought I had it on my... Oh, damn it. It's the Dunning-Kruger effect, he said. I looked it up a second ago to try to figure out what you're saying. Hang on a second. Yeah, okay. All right, so it says the Dunning-Kruger effect is defined as the tendency of people with low ability in a specific area to give overly positive assessments of their ability. So people that aren't very highly skilled at something believe they're better at it than they really are. Right? Okay. And then, it says the opposite is also, it applies mainly to people. The opposite is also part of it. It applies mainly to people with low skill in a specific area. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I think we got to edit this one. In the case of the Dunning-Kruger effect, this applies mainly to people with low skill in a specific area trying to evaluate their competence within the area. The systemic error concerns the tendency to greatly overestimate their competence, see themselves as more skilled than they are. All right. Okay, and then the opposite, the reverse effect, the tendency of highly skilled people to underestimate their abilities relative to the abilities of others. So you're saying, okay, how's this asshole or oblivious? Are you saying, okay, I assume you're saying that I am highly skilled, which I would agree with you. When I'm talking about driving and merging onto the interstate, I am highly skilled. And I believe that everybody else should be highly skilled too, right? So you're saying, since I am highly skilled, I don't really think that I'm highly skilled. I think I'm average. I'm just an average. Everybody should be like me. Is that what you're saying? Okay. It took me a little while to get there, but I'm there. I hope you're not saying that I think I'm, I got low skill and I overestimate I don't think that's the case. And I know that I handle things better. You got me all mixed up. I don't know about this Dunder Mifflin. I don't know what the hell. You got this psychology stuff it's like burning a hole through my brain. But yeah, I see what you're saying. I'll try to think about it some more. It's still kind of I'm still having trouble getting my arms around it, but I'll think about it some more. I'll take your word for it, Steve. I appreciate you calling in. Thank you. And this last call is from Sharon V from Dallas, Pennsylvania. Here you go.
Hi, Jeff. It's Sharon V. from Dallas, PA, and no, I do not work with you. I want to express my displeasure because now every time I have to go into a cooler to get a beer, I have to dig deep into the cooler, thanks to you. And if you ever talk about starships, we built a city on rock and roll again, I will have a freak out. Because it rang through my head for 2 weeks straight, and it's a nightmare. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Bye.
So what are you saying? You're saying that I personally am, I'm personally buying up so much beer in northeastern Pennsylvania, right, that you have to lean in farther in the coolers. Because of my purchasing history that you have to lean in farther because there's so much beer missing from the coolers all over northeastern Pennsylvania. That's what you're saying? I've never been so offended. Accurate, probably, but, whatever. And we built this city. I don't know. When did I bring that up? I was talking about that grocery store in North Carolina. Yeah, that sucks. That song's terrible. That thing was written, the lyrics of that thing was written by who's that guy? What's his name? God, I have trouble pulling up names anymore. He's Elton John's lyricist, Bernie Taupin. Okay, who's written? Those guys wrote some of the greatest songs. He also wrote that. I just found that out recently. I didn't know that until recently. Bernie Taupin was on Mark Maron's podcast, and he said he wrote that song or he wrote the lyrics. What the? That thing sucks. It's like literally one of the worst songs ever. I mean, I know it's terrible, And then there was this other song, Broken Wings, that was played by Mr. Mister. They were out at the same time. They played it over and over and over. I wanted to slit my own throat. I mean, it was on all the time. And just that at the beginning of it, that where they just go, "We built this city." Excuse me. That thing sucks. Just that makes my sphincter go, just tighten up. My whole body just goes rigid. It makes me sick. It's like literally one of the worst songs ever. Bernie Taupin? Are you serious? Oh, now you've got me all fired up, Sharon. Thank you. When I see you at work, we'll have to talk about this. No, you said, I don't know. I guess you said we don't work together. Well, I'm not convinced. But anyway, thanks for calling in. Thank you, guys. Thanks to all of you for calling in. Thanks to Sharon. Thanks to Steve, Clinton, Patrick, and Jill. I appreciate all your input. I really do. And thanks. All of you can call in anytime you want, and that goes for everybody listening. The number, 570-290-8151. Call me around the clock, leave a message, make a comment, all that jazz. So 570-290-8151. And if you want 2 of these episodes a weekish, recently I haven't, I'm generally much better than recent. But if you want 2 episodes instead of a measly 1, you can do that too by going over to patreon.com/JeffK. That's Patreon, patreon.com/JeffK. Sign up for a $4 or more monthly donation, and you'll get an extra episode. Every time I publish one to the main network, you'll get an extra episode for your ears only, just for patrons, full-length episodes, just for your ears. So do it today, patreon.com/JeffK. And surfreportpod.com, surfreportpod.com is the home of the podcast. So expanded show notes, pictures, links, etc. surfreportpod.com. And we're at the end of this thing. I'm going to make a great effort to get back on track. And I apologize. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I'll see you guys soon, which will be over on the Patreon side. Until then, you guys have yourselves a fine, fine day. I'll see you. Bye. You're going to be a slave to your anus.